but you can sell at any price below that.
The House received the report of its delegation to the 2016 Hajj from the National Assembly. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
The Nigerian Army has launched a Thank You for Your Service Water initiative aimed at encouraging Nigerians to fully appreciate Nigerian soldiers. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai performed the ceremony at the Nigerian Army Resource Center, Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has details.
The Nigerian soldier is walking in the sun, in the rain, at the battlefield to safeguard Nigeria and Nigerians. But then, why is the Nigerian soldier not rewarded and appreciated while alive, just like his counterparts in developed countries?
Yes, soldiers are paid their salaries. The government has a budget for war and for every other thing. But in these other countries, there's some extra effort made by the people to appreciate them for a simple reason. They say thank you for risking your lives for us.
If we have told Nigerians there's a need to do this, I think Nigerians will do it. Nigerians are loving, they are kind, and they are appreciative.
The federal government is committed to its constitutional role of supporting the armed forces. The initiative is geared towards encouraging and educating the public and private sector to accord more support to not only fallen soldiers, but to those serving.
This will no doubt go a long way in boosting the morale of the troops as the fruits of their labor is being recognized and applauded.
The scheme involves branding a 50 cubic liter bottled water with a picture of a soldier, the logo of the Nigerian Army, and those of the stakeholders with the words, "Thank you for your service."
The program entails a symbolic supply of clean bottled water to soldiers at the front line.
Water is life. Our brothers, our sisters who are at the war front, what else can you give apart from life?
Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar has reiterated the commitment of the Nigerian Air Force to improve the welfare of its officers and men. He stated this while inaugurating houses for personnel of 105 Nigerian Air Force Composite Group. Maiduguri. Haman Jabani reports.
The commissioned houses include 12 by 1 block for senior officers and 10 by 1 room apartment for junior officers were named after Flying Lieutenant Oluwajuba and Wing Commander Heldi respectively. Chief of Air Staff Sadiq Abubakar stressed the commitment of Nigerian Air Force to the welfare of officers and soldiers through provision of accommodation, medical care, as well as training and retraining to achieve optimal results. He also informed that additional 30 units of transit houses will be constructed, while the medical center in Maiduguri will be upgraded to cater for their health needs.
We still have quite a number that are not properly accommodated, but we are working to see as much as possible how we can support and provide this accommodation for our airmen and also for our pilots. The pilots are entrusted with multi-million-dollar equipment. So such a person needs to have a very conducive atmosphere to sleep after a hard day's work.
These projects attest to the premium of the Chief of Air Staff, attaches to the personnel welfare.
Sadiq Abubakar said the structure were built from the Nigerian Air Force budgetary allocation of 2016, assuring that there is more to come in order to better their lives and that of their families in the areas of education, healthcare, among others. He thanked President Muhammadu Buhari for his support and commended the commanders for their sacrifice in protecting citizens and the country's sovereignty. The Chief of Air Staff Sadiq Abubakar had an interaction with pilots at the base. In Maiduguri, Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
There are high hopes and prospects that most of the technological challenges confronting the Nigerian Air Force will be addressed with homegrown solutions. Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar expressed the optimism at the 2016 edition of the Air Force Research and Development Exhibition in Kaduna. Mayor Ogidi has the report.
The inability to manufacture and service military equipment in Nigeria is a major hindrance to the smooth operations of the Nigerian Air Force. This also comes with a huge capital flight as the arms are purchased abroad. This prompted the Nigerian Air Force to initiate the research and development program in line with the presidential directive on professional armed forces in the country.
It has become more important than ever before that we really look inwards and gradually wean ourselves of overdependence on foreign technology and become more innovative in the use of local resources.
That as you work to expand the scope of these ideas, the National Assembly is ready and willing to do all that it takes to help you get them off the ground through the appropriation process and other legislative opportunities.
Now, this dream has been realized as the various Nigerian Air Force commands displayed high level of ingenuity in the manufacturing of military equipment and spare parts.
If I had to buy a similar product, the minimum was about $3,000. We spent way below $270,000 constructing and putting this together.
We have what it takes, both within and outside the military, to be able to address some of our problems. And I'm very happy that the Senate has passed the bill on the Air Force Institute of Technology.
At the end of the 2 days exhibition, the most promising projects will receive further funding from the Nigerian Air Force, and the final outcome of it will going to be a homegrown solution to some of the challenges facing the Nigerian Air Force. In Kaduna, Mayor Ogidi, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has urged the 2016 Nigerian National Order of Merit Honors recipients to bring to bear their wealth of experience to assist the government towards solving the current economic challenges in the country. The president stated this in a message to the 9th Annual Forum of the Recipients in Abuja. He was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachir David Lawal. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday has details.
The forum brought together both old and current laureates. Former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Obadiah Mailafia, spoke on the theme Mono Economy, Diversification, Exchange Rate Stability, and Development of the Nigerian Nation. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachir David Lawal, who represented President Muhammadu Buhari, declared the summit open.
Nigeria should aspire to achieve their best. We must work hard. We must recognize the best among us, those who work hard, those who God have endowed with special skills.
Happy to know that the government is already working on finalizing an economic recovery plan for the country. I've always insisted that this economic recovery plan needs to have an inbuilt framework for rigorous implementation, monitoring, evaluation, and feedback.
We are expected to define knowledge, provide solution, and expect the people who have the means and wherewithal to come in and take the ideas and convert to industry.
The two award recipients spoke on how to contribute to strengthening the nation's economy.
I believe we needed to improve, to put more funds into the TED funds. Research is the solution to many of our problems in terms of energy development, sufficiency, in terms of training new and upcoming researchers.
We need a lot of the values of humanity to really pursue even the scientific goals we need to move on in the country.
The recipients are expected to contribute their wealth of experience and ideas in policies needed for the development and diversification of Nigeria's economy. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
The federal government has restated its resolve to prioritize the development and maintenance of infrastructural facilities to promote culture and tourism. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed stated this at the 2016 Nigerian Tourism Investment Forum and exhibition in Abuja. Anthony Folson reports.
Chronicling efforts made by the federal government to develop the sector, the minister narrated the journey so far, which include signing of memorandum of understanding and forging partnership, as well as showcasing Nigeria's huge potentials in culture and tourism, which has received a robust acceptance around the world. prompting United Nations World Tourism Organization to assist Nigeria develop a tourism master plan.
Tourism has the potential to create more jobs per unit of investment than most other industries. It is a major asset to Nigeria's quest to become one of the 20 largest economies in the world by year 2020.
The minister, while noting that the tourism sector in Nigeria is at its infancy, was optimistic that with a population of over 170 million, it is a hub for investment. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Up ahead, more than 4,000 new wigs formally joined the legal profession. These and more after these messages.
This is a happy moment for me and for all Nigerians.
Amina Ali Nkeke, the first Chibok schoolgirl to be rescued in the renewed onslaught against the Boko Haram insurgency.
Amina's rescue gives us new hope.
Federal government has formally received the 21 abducted Chibok girls.
These dear daughters of ours have seen the worst that the world has to offer. It is now time for them to experience the best that the world can do for them. Government will sustain the effort until all the remaining girls return safely.
Of a corn has been taken hostage by an evil-looking creature.
The thing just show for night. Yeah, big, where?
Come in. My sister, I was there what was happening in the news. We must suddenly brought back your family.
You think you can free them? No way!
When Amatem Fort appear, Malaria run for cover. Amatem. Thank you. Amatem Fort against some gel capsules, tablets for adults, and suspension for Pekin. Amatem does not eat somebody and are very easy to use. Ayua, remember how Amatem Fort against crash pin to confirm the original and against some gel capsules. Amatem. Say no to malaria, yes to life.
Season's greetings from FCMB, My Bank and I.
Jago, for the winner and you. Nigeria joins the rest of the world in going digital. This
means Nigeria is moving from analog terrestrial TV broadcasting to digital. Now, digital broadcasting gives you clearer pictures, crystal clear sound, and a chance for more channels and more shows to watch. Digital TV is a whole new experience for you and a rich harvest of digital events for the nation. Come aboard, Nigeria going digital. Coming to Abuja soon. The Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid, cordially invites all Vice Chancellors, Directors of Academic Planning, all tertiary institutions, international development partners, the diplomatic community, and all stakeholders in the education sector to the maiden edition of the NUC International Lecture Series, organized in collaboration with the Nigerian Academy of Letters, titled Global Rankings and the Nigerian Higher Education System. Guest lecturer, Emeritus Professor Lamido Ayobanjo, Chairman, Emeritus Professor Umar Shehu. Special guest of honor, Malam Adamu Adamu, Minister of Education. Date, December 2nd, 2016. Time, 10 a.m. NUC Secretariat, 26 Aguiyi Street, Maitama, Abuja. Ibrahim Usman Yakasai, Director, Information and Public Relations. Announcer.
The Future Assured project and its components Get Involved, initiated by the wife of the President, Her Excellency Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, is not relenting in championing the cause of Nigerian women and children. Its provision of free medical screening, educational support, and the fight against malnutrition, especially in the Northeast, has indeed informed international recognition, partnerships, and awards.
We are very grateful and appreciative for your wonderful gesture you have accorded to us.
With Future Assured, Nigerian women and children are assured of a bright future.
Future is assured when we join hands to promote the health of our women and children. Get involved.
Get involved and support the Future Assured initiative. Future Assured, promoting and protecting the lives of Nigerian women and children.
New entrants into the legal profession in Nigeria have been told to adhere strictly to the ethics of the profession if they are to excel. Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onoge, stated this at the call to bar of more than 4,000 new wigs in Abuja. Femi Okewo reports.
You may now put on your wig.
4,175 new wigs are being called in this session of Call to Bar, which is the second batch for 2016. In the light of recent happenings in the legal profession, Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria thinks that more should be done by practitioners to respect the code of conduct and ethics of the profession.
You are therefore expected to keep the profession honorable and untarnished, to maintain the dignity and uphold its core value as well.
As a way of ensuring quality training, Director General of the Nigerian Law School again warned the nation's universities against indiscriminate admission that violates their quota.
Another source of concern for our profession is the ever-increasing number of new law faculties as approved by the National Universities Commission. What has been troubling is the absence of discernible effort at putting in place the components of support for expansion in terms of manpower growth and infrastructural facilities.
This is the time when the quality of lawyers that are being turned out should be checked and rechecked, which is what this call to bar seems to have set out to achieve, with the commitment of all those who matter in the legal profession, making sure that these people are fit and proper for the legal practice. From the International Conference Center, Femi Okewo, NTA News.
The Buhari Support Group commends the Independent National Electoral Commission for a successful and peaceful conduct of the Ondo State governorship election. A statement by the coordinator of the group, Muhammad Labbo, says the successful conduct of the election is attributed to the commitment of President Muhammadu Buhari to free, fair, and credible elections, bereft of any form of undue interference. The Buhari Media Support Group therefore appreciated the Independent National Electoral Commission for discharging the task without any bias and acknowledges the victory of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the Ondo State election as a clear indication of Nigeria's faith in the party and the Buhari administration. Demola in our Lagos Network Center has more on NTA Network News. Over to you, Demola.
Thank you, Kudu. Good evening and welcome to Lagos. Research and training institutions in Nigeria have been advised to synergize their findings and make them relevant for addressing the current economic challenges in the country. The Chairman Senate Committee on Establishment and Public Service Matters, Senator Emmanuel Polka, gave the advice when members of the committee visited the Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, Ascon Topo Badagry, as part of its oversight functions. Tunes Haiki has more.
Senator's visit to the Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, Ascon, was to assess the institute's performance in terms of the budgetary allocation over the past months. The committee also was to assess whether the institution has been able to discharge its mandate appropriately and how the management team has been able to enhance the capacity of the college. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Establishment and Public Service Matters, Emmanuel Polka, challenged the college to collaborate with other research institutions to come out with research models that can be used to increase the revenue base of the nation's economy.
Going through their budgetary implementation, they have fared very well, and I think that impressed me equally. So I give a kudos to the management.
The Acting Director General of ASCON, Cecilia Umar Gaya, used the occasion to brief the visitors on the activities of the college and how it has been able to vigorously pursue all its core mandates. She also took time to explain the various challenges the institution has been battling over the years.
Since the distinguished senators have agreed to assist us in any way they can, that assistance will come in handy in trying to sustain the tempo of activities in the college.
The committee members were later taken round to inspect some of the institution's facilities. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
Stakeholders in the nation's information communication technology have met in Lagos to evolve a framework for spectrum trading in Nigeria. Amechi Pius reports that prospects and challenges were also examined at the Consultative Forum on Engineering and Emerging Technologies.
Spectrum, described as a group of electromagnetic waves used for transmission and receiving signals. In Nigeria, this valuable communication infrastructure can only be acquired by users through an auction by the Nigerian Communications Commission. Participants at this forum are therefore out to brainstorm on how to reverse the trend and come up with a legal framework that will encourage spectrum trading in the country.
What we are doing is see how we can use spectrum trading effectively to ensure that people, wherever they are, get service. We want to bridge the gap between the served and the underserved. We want people to be able to access the resource that they ordinarily don't have and deliver service to Nigerians.
Speakers took turns to examine global trends and spectrum trading in developing economies, special focus on spectrum markets, as well as liberalization and effective pricing.
Liberalization and trading allows spectrum to also move to its highest value use and to its highest value users, because that would always benefit Nigerian consumers and citizens.
Former Executive Vice Chairman of the NCC, Ernest Ndukwe, believes that Nigeria is ripe for spectrum trading, but caution against excessive regulatory interference.
Be sure that you don't have spectrum hoarding and that people who are big don't monopolize the spectrum.
Stakeholders, however, suggested that the framework for spectrum trading must be flexible to achieve a vibrant spectrum trading in the country. Executive Vice Chairman of the NCC was represented at the occasion. In Lagos, Amechi Pius, NTA News.
You are still watching NTA Network News from Lagos Network Center. We now take a break for some messages, after which the news continues. Stay with us.
Brother, there's an endless road to rediscover. The sky comes falling down. There's nothing in this world I won't do. What if I'm far from home? Oh, brother, I will hear you call. There's nothing in this world I won't do.
this must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now, through our technology. LG OLED TV.
The Ship Owners Association of Nigeria, SOAN, will hold its gala evening dinner for all ship owners on Wednesday, 30th of November 2016 at Lantana Hall, Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. Highlights of the event include a lecture on benefits of establishing a national shipping fleet for crude affreightment to be delivered by the Group Managing Director, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Dr. Mekanti Kachala Baru, and the inauguration of the Ship Owners Association of Nigeria, SOAN, 100 Cadet Training Berth Scheme by the guest of honor, Right Honorable Chibuike Rotimi Amici, Minister of Transport. Chief host is Excellency Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, Executive Governor, Lagos State. Announcer, Mr. Greg Ogbefun, President, Ship Owners Association of Nigeria.
It's truck month at Ford, and we've got a Ranger just for you, Vincent. Here's the Workhorse 2.5 petrol single cab with free Ford Protect, a 4-year, 120,000-kilometer service plan. Or the 2.5 petrol-based double cab with 800mm water wading capability, available in manual transmission and with free Ford Protect. So while stocks last, visit Koscharis Motors today. Because, wait for it, thanks Vincent, we've got a tough Ford Ranger just for you.
The Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, is organizing a workshop titled Public Service Rules, PSR. The workshop is meant for all senior public officers on grade level 7 and above, and the ministries, extra ministerial departments and agencies, MDAs, especially all administrative officers, heads of units, division and department in non-administrative areas. The heads of departments in the various tertiary institutions will find the workshop very useful. Date, Monday 13th to Thursday 16th December 2016. Venue, ASCON Complex, Topo Badagry. Workshop fee, 75,000 naira per participant. Bank account, account name, ASCON e-collection account at any bank. Account number, 02-300-558-61019. For further enquiries, please contact Mr. G.A. Afolayan, Workshop Director, on 0803-318-2344, or Mr. E.S. Adeboye, Workshop Coordinator, on 0807-428-5797. Announcer, Director General, ASCON.
Hello, welcome back on NTN Network News. Experts advise on the need to shop wisely at Christmas, given the current economic situation. Chiazala Mekie on Business News has this and more.
It's good to have you join us on this segment. It is barely 2 days to the Yuletide season, and as usual, Nigerians are gearing up for the celebration. As expected, prices of some staple food items are on the increase, as observed by NTA Business News. Experts say given the current economic situation, it is one thing to acknowledge the spirituality and importance of Christmas, another is to be left worrying about the cost of gifts and foodstuffs.
At this last hour, normally there is a rushing of purchasing of all these commodities as usual, but the only difference for this particular period is we have had a lot of challenging periods.
Ensure that you don't overdo and put yourself in trouble by January.
Into the money market, Nigeria's broad money supply has increased by over 2 million naira. It recorded a whopping increase of over 1 million, which represents the highest increase recorded within the 3 periods of reviews. Nigeria's broad money was last measured in 2014 and was put at 5.36%. Broad money is a measure of a country's money supply outside the banks. Meanwhile, the managing director of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, Christine Lagarde, has appointed Tobias Adrian as Financial Counselor and Director of the Monetary and Capital Markets Department of the IMF. His appointment takes effect from January 3rd, 2017. And that's Business Segment. I am Chiazala Mekie. Network News continues. Please stay with us.
Thank you, Chancellor. Abubakar Adam Ibrahim has been unveiled as the winner of the 2016 Nigeria Prize for Literature, an initiative of the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited to promote excellence in literary accomplishments and scientific breakthroughs in Nigeria. Abdullahi Suleiman Iyaji reports.
Celebrating literary excellence for the 12th year running, the Nigeria Prize for Literature has since 2004 rewarded eminent writers of prose fiction. This year, out of 172 authors who slugged it out for the $100,000 prize money, Abubakar Adam Ibrahim, a journalist, emerged winner for his entry entitled A Season of Crimson Blossoms, which incidentally is his first novel.
One of the highlights of the economic recovery program of this government is actually providing that enabling environment through which we can, transit from a creative industry to a creative economy.
I really thank the Nigeria LNG for the prize and for their continued support for excellence.
Managing Director, Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited, Tony Atta, underscores the premium the company places on education, stating that 2 billion naira has been spent on 6 Nigerian universities towards the development of engineering.
We have also trained, as you saw in the video, over 600 Nigerians in shipbuilding technology in both South Korea and Nigeria as part of our contribution to the Nigerian Content Development Initiative.
Criticism is part of literary activity to make what has been written more perfect.
Other contributions of the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas include empowerment of over 700 youths from various host communities in vocational skills, establishment of the Bonny Utility Company for electricity generation, construction of several kilometers of roads, and direct intervention to help stabilize cost of domestic cooking gas, among other lofty ideals. In Abuja, Abdullahi Suleiman Iyaji.
Group Managing Director of the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Dr. Mike Kantibaru, says the corporation will give greater attention to the preservation of the environment in its business operations for sustainable profitability. The GMD stated this at the 2016 Health, Safety and Environment Week in Abuja. Dr. Mike Kantibaru maintains that the NNPC will continue to implement policies and programs that enhances health, safety and environmental protection in line with global best practices.
Business sustainability requires processes in which we manage our financial, social, and environmental risks, obligations, and opportunities to meet the needs of the present without compromising the needs of the future generation. This will ultimately save lives, ensure sustainable development, while supporting economic growth and happiness for the future generation.
NNPC Chief Operating Officer, Corporate Services, Mr. Isa Inua, said the NNPC is committed to creating more awareness that will transform the corporation into a world-class oil and gas company. Abdullahi in our Kaduna Network Center has the latest reports from the zone. Hello, Abdullahi.
Kudu and welcome. The Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Audu Obe, says agriculture still remains the only way out of the current recession, as Nigeria cannot continue to import $22 billion worth of foodstuff per annum, as was the case before the coming of the present administration. He stated this during the second Executive Council meeting of Northern Traditional Rulers Council in Kaduna. Ibrahim Bellagunda reports.
The meeting, which had security as its theme, also looked at issues affecting the region, with particular emphasis on economic and agricultural challenges. Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Audu Ogbe, who commended the council for its strategic role in setting agenda, said diversification of Nigeria's economy to agriculture and solid minerals exploration still remains the best option for the country. He noted that government is taking measures to ensure food sufficiency and improved foreign exchange through agriculture.
As soon as Christmas is over, the dry season planting of grains will start again. Maize, millet, by irrigation. It even yields better. So if people are storing, hoping that there will be disaster, there won't be any.
Chairman, Northern Traditional Rulers Council and Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III said they are concerned about security situations, especially farmers, cattle rearers conflict, insurgency, kidnapping, and food security in North and Nigeria at large.
We are going to discuss at this session the perennial, the continuous farmers' outlying life across the country.
Director General Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, Professor Osita, presented a paper on security challenges and how best to handle the challenges.
We all are beginning to see many other opportunities. Part of why violent conflicts around this particular area is becoming vicious. People are not seeing a lot of other options.
There were question and answer sessions on internally displaced persons in the Northeast and challenges confronting agricultural practice in Nigeria. The meeting continues tomorrow, but closed door. In Kaduna, Ibrahim Bello Gunda, NTA News.
And that does it from Kaduna Network Center. It's back to you, Kudu, for more on the network news.
Time now for more messages. The news continues shortly.
Ending violence against women and related inhuman practices. This is the focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live. Educative, informative, incisive, and engaging. Don't be told. Join us.
Experience the unique culture. Enjoy the exceptional hospitality. See the enchanting spectacle. Feel the friendly warmth. Join the celebration at Abuja Carnival Reloaded. It's a celebration of culture, a world-class event, the best cultural party ever. It's a carnival of change. Abuja Carnival 2016. Theme: the creative industry, pivot to economic growth. Destination: Abuja Capital City. Date: December 3rd to 6th, 2016.
Abuja Carnival, a truly national carnival.
The production, distribution, and sale of counterfeit and fake drugs is a corrupt practice and a crime against humanity. This has informed several measures and strategies to combat fake drugs, including introduction of anti-counterfeiting cutting-edge technologies to detect fake drugs on the spot. These technologies are being deployed to all the states across the Federation, as well as the internally displaced people's camps. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, and his team are committed to this fight.
The federal government of Nigeria, in line with its anti-corruption agenda and posture, will fight a total war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products in order to ensure that Nigerians remain healthy and well.
Lend your support and join NAFDAC to rid the country of fake drugs and unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
A plane carrying 81 people, including a top Brazilian football team, has crashed on its approach to the city of Medellin in Colombia, leaving 75 people dead, with 6 survivors. Airport officials report that the chartered aircraft flying from Bolivia was carrying members of the Chapecoense football team. The team was due to play in the final of the Copa Sudamericana against Medellin team Atlético Nacional. The first leg of the final of the Cup, South America's second most important club competition, was scheduled for Wednesday, but has now been suspended. The team from the southern city of Chapeco was promoted to Brazil's first division in 2014 and reached the final last week after a victory against Argentina's San Lorenzo. Defending champions Super Falcons of Nigeria will meet hosts Cameroon in Saturday's final match of the 2016 African Women's Cup of Nations after defeating South Africa 1-0 in the semi-final. Few hours ago, Ghana, who lost 0-1 to Cameroon, will face South Africa in the battle for the third position. The death has occurred of one of Nigeria's most prolific writers, an icon in journalism profession, and a one-time editor of the defunct Democrat newspapers, Abdul Karim Lawal al-Bashir. Muhammad Umar Ajinji reports that he was buried at the Bashama Road Cemetery, Tudunwada, Kaduna.
Family, friends, as well as colleagues converged on the cemetery for the burial of late Al-Bashir, whom they described as a man of dignity.
Al-Bashir was my editor-in-chief in the Democrat newspaper. He is a great journalist.
A prolific writer and commentator.
He left his mark in the sands of history.
Malam Al-Bashir has cut a place in the wall of history of journalism.
At the resident, sympathizers who were full of shock trooped in to condole the family.
The legacies he left of honesty and transparency, fearlessness in the profession, will be vigorously pursued and harnessed.
He was a unifying factor. He loved everyone.
Late Abdul Karim Lawal Al-Bashir worked with the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria and later editor-in-chief of the defunct Democrat newspaper and columnist in several newspapers until his death. Aged 68, he died at Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital following a protracted illness. The deceased left behind 2 wives, 7 children, and 10 grandchildren. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umar Adingi, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has commiserated with the family, friends, and professional colleagues of the veteran journalist and renowned social commentator Abdul Karim Al-Bashir, who passed away on Monday. In a statement, the senior special assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says the President commends the fearlessness and forthrightness of the late Abdul Karim Al-Bashir's column in tackling social ills, noting that the years he spent in the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria and as editor-in-chief of the Democrat newspaper were most historical in developmental journalism. President Buhari pressed God to grant the deceased eternal rest and comfort his family. Next is a quick check of the weather prospects for Wednesday.